students. Right now I am going to go over the vocabulary for lesson 2, and these are some great words, a lot of them very negative I noticed, but a lot of vocabulary that is very useful in life. Let's start with our first word, disabuse. To disabuse means to take someone from ignorance and give them some information. They believed something that was false, and now you are taking them out. So I disabuse you of a false belief. Okay, like saying, oh wow, Michigan is better than Ohio State. I need to disabuse you of that and tell you the facts. The next word is heresy. Heresy is going against an established doctrine, right? So that would be like in my family saying, you know what, I'm going to be a Wolverine fan now. That would be heresy. You don't do that in my family. The next one is audit. To audit goes into your financial records and make sure that everything is balanced and that you have done things correctly financially. Okay? Next is motley. Motley is lots of parts that are dissimilar put together, like a motley crew of people. So you might have a friend group where you have someone who's more into singing, someone more into sports, someone more into art, but they all kind of click and they work together. That's a motley group of people. A libation is a drink, usually an alcoholic one, but it doesn't have to be. And yeah, I don't have anything else to say about that. Be school appropriate, right? Haha. Docile. Docile means that you're kind of gentle, very compliant, easy to get along with. What does it say here? Obedient, easy to teach or manage. When I grew up on my emu farm, we had this emu named Doc, and we called him Doc because he was docile. He was very obedient and not scared or skittish or anything. The next word is restive. If you are restive, you are restless. So that should be pretty easy. Restless. What's the other word? Impatient. Okay. So right before a test, you might get a little restive. You've been at school all day. You start to feel restive because you want to get out. Now, the next word is banter. Banter is kind of friendly conversation going back and forth. It's like you're disagreeing in an argument, but it's friendly. A lot of you are very good at that as teenagers. The next one is to castigate. That means to punish or to lecture severely. It can be very severe. It can also just be a light castigation. But yeah, to castigate means to criticize verbally or to punish. And it is usually severe. Anathema is this hated thing. Usually an anathema is a person that is totally thrown out and a hated, repellent person at that point. So back in the day, someone who ascribed to be a communist was anathema in government. Like you can't be a communist in the 1950s and be a part of government. Gauche is something that's kind of like an awkward person or an awkward quality. Someone who isn't socially adept to what's going on. That would be a gauche person. Ignominy, which is a hard word to say. Shameful disgrace. Okay, like a lot of people who are in power, they do something wrong and they are in ignominy. They're just disgraced because of what they've done. The next word is dither. To dither means to kind of stumble along in what you're saying, kind of repeating yourself and unable to articulate a clear statement. You're dithering and you're hesitating nervously as you do that. Emaciated. Extremely thin. Think of Holocaust survivors thin. Skin and bones. There you go. And finally, repine. To repine means to complain, but it's usually like, oh, woe is me, I've lost something, I'm repining over it. So that would be an example would be I'm repining because Ohio State lost, right? I'm just, oh, woe is me, I'm complaining, which doesn't happen very often, which is nice. If you're a Michigan fan, I'm sorry about this lesson. You are an awesome person. I just had to pick an example, right? And I guess you now know where I stand. Please don't be belligerent about it. I'm being friendly. Let's just have friendly banter, right? study these words, go over them. This is just to get you familiar with it. Use this video to help you as you're doing the exercises and as you study for the test.